I'm Real Genetic Demon, and this is What's on the Tape, Season 10, Volume 4. This week I have a proper mystery tape. This one here. This is one that came from a collection that was sent to me by Dennis Evans. Ooh, it's got hair on it. Ugh, that's disgusting. I mean, to be fair, it's a pretty disgusting tape anyway. Look at the dirt on that. I think it's actually a proper, game tape that came with something, because it kind of looks like that it came with something. But thus far, I haven't. There's no real evidence of what it is. It sort of says tape something or other. I think that's tape 1, but I don't know. I have no idea. So this one's really a proper mystery. So I'm looking forward to that. But as promised, hang on a second. We'll just shift that out of the way for a second. As promised, here's our selections for the end of the season. So it's either the Computer Hits 3 or the Computer Hits, which is the first one. So this is 1985, this is 1987. I mean, they've got some classics on here. I mean, you can see the titles here. We've got Who Dares Wins 2 on this one. You've got Scuba Dive on here, A Day in the Life. You've got, what else have we got on here? We've got Juggernaut on here. We've got Cauldron. There's some really good ones. So it's either Computer Hits or Computer Hits 3. I couldn't find number 2, by the way, because I would have done number 2 if I could have found it, but it's somewhere around about. But anyway, those are your choices at the end of the season. If we do this one, that's probably a 1 episode. If we do that one, it's 2 episodes. And so really up to you guys what you want to do. Anyway, so I'll move them back out of the way. I'll bring this back in. So that is going in the tape drive right now.
Okay, the tape is in the drive and we are ready to go. So let's go down to the old favourite, Load It. This one looks like, as you saw from the intro there, very much looks like a commercial tape. So we'll give it the Load It and we'll see if we can work out what it is. It's definitely a big one, so I think this is going to be definitely a 2-parter, but we'll give it a try and we'll see where we go. I'm hoping, because it's probably a commercial tape where the labels fell off, that we actually get a sort of a decent load. And there is actually a possibility here as well that, of course, if it is a commercial tape, the other side is identical to this side, so we may have to have a backup next week as a backup plan just in case. But I've got something in mind. I've picked up something recent from the old Retro Cavern, which of course donated all these games to me to try. A streaker. Oh, okay, interesting. It's thick tape for just streaker to be on, though. Very thick tape to have just streaker on. Was there a multi-pack of streaker? I don't know. It's a very weird one, this one. This one's one of these ones. It's proper what's on the tape, this one. This is one where we actually haven't even got a clue, because of the cassette cover or anything like that, what actually might be here. So I'm excited. I'm wondering what else it is. I'm hoping it's not remember that was it 12 copies of Ghostbusters, but somebody to point out that the theory's good with that one. So instead of having to rewind your tape, you have to do that. Push off, you disgusting pervert. He's found a copy of Dizzy. That's what it is. Yeah, I remember Streaker. Streaker was a Bulldog game, and I know it says Mastertronic at the bottom there, but it was launched under the title Bulldog, which obviously was owned by Mastertronic. And you play the man, obviously you play the Streaker, and it's after a night out, and as you can see he's got a little bit of hair on his tummy, and apart from that he's got no hair on his head, but you play as the Streaker, and you've basically lost all your clothes, and it's kind of it's a bit edgy, it's a bit racy for the time. You could tell where they were going with this. So you've lost all your clothes, and you're trying to basically get your clothes back, and I think you're on your stag do or something similar, but you end up on an alien planet. It's all a bit weird, realistically. But yeah, we are the Streaker. I don't know if I've played this on my channel before. This could be the first time it's here. I have a feeling I might have done previously. I can't remember being very good at it. It's one of those sort of, it is that action adventure, and when I said sort of egg related, Dizzy kind of thing, that kind of stands to reason that's kind of part of it. And I say that because you pick up items and you use items at certain locations to do whatever else is. I was never very good at this. It was one of those games where I felt I could probably do better with it, but I never actually did. There was a game on the Amstrad. There was a couple of graphical screens on it. It was a text adventure called Dungeons and Amethysts, I think it was. It wasn't Dungeons and Dragons. It was Dungeons and Amethysts, and it was an Atlantis game. My friend had it for the Amstrad. I don't know if it ever came out on the Spectrum. Actually, I would love to know if it did. I must look that up at some point. But it was called Dungeons and Amethysts, and you start in it, and one of the first things you start is completely naked, and you have to work out how to get off this island, which is in sort of. But you can see the shore, so you can swim to the shore. So the first thing you have to do is wear the groin-hugging loincloth to get there. This is kind of along those lines with that kind of, it's a bit edgy, it's a bit dangerous, it's a bit like How to Be a Complete Bastard, I have to say it, which was the Adrian Edmondson book, because Adrian Edmondson did a book called How to Be a Complete Bastard, which was kind of going along the lines of there was a number of other things that went along that kind of time. The Wally books, How to Be a Wally, those kind of. I don't know if they do them nowadays like that. I think nowadays you've just got the internet, don't you? So you've got your memes and all the other stuff that kind of these books collated in sort of silly things to do. I remember the one of the things in it was a driving thing in the Wally's books, and I don't know where my Wally's ones are. I've got them somewhere. And there was some other ones. There was more famous ones, wasn't there, than just the Wally books? You'll know in the comments below. I can't remember, but. You basically, one of the things, the driving tips for Wally's was my hilarious one was 3 Wally's at a mini roundabout, and none of them will go because they don't know whose turn it is to actually drive on, so they all sort of sit there indicating permanently stuck endlessly in their Ford Fiestas. With fluffy dice and obviously and the wheels bent sideways and speed sort of stripes. Remember speed stripes? Make it go faster. You had speed stripes. That was a major thing once upon a time. Put stripes down the car to make it go faster. Oh, those were the days, weren't they? Those were the days, when there was. Do you remember those things when you went out with your mates and there was like 10 of you in the car or something like that, all jammed in nice and tight, it was that kind of thing. Right, I'm gonna have a quick sup of coffee before we actually start Streaker. We're in various states of undress at the top there. So we've got energy, hunger, and sleep, and we've got what we're carrying. Hang on a minute. Oh, that's a good brew. That's a good brew. Right, okay. So exit menu. I would think. Hang on. Cursor keys? It's cursor keys. Keyboard. And how do we enter it? 0. Right, so this is us there in the centre screen, just wearing. All we've got on is our slippers. Oh, it's cursors. I don't know how I've ended up with cursor keys though. How did I end up with cursor keys there? So there's a thing here. Pick up. Let's pick that up. Pick up object. So kind of. Nighttime? Is it nighttime? Is the other thing that's very similar? I do like look at the bouncing. Look at his moobs bounce beautifully there. Died. Oh, sorry, no. Oh, I forget what they do. They actually you got to examine the thief. Look, he takes the clothes off you if you do that. He's a big eater. He also has an eye for helpful croupiers. So pick up this object. What we got here? You've picked up a tape recorder. Can I use any of things like that? Oh, save and load from the tape. That's how you can save and load your game from the tape. Marvellous. Okay. Oh, cool. I can use the keyboard, the cursor keys on the keyboard. That's nice. So, can I pick up a burger in the butcher shop? Oh, I can. I can pick up a burger. You picked up a hamburger. There's a cat here. Should we pick up a cat? Pick up object. You've picked up a porcelain cat. As I say, it's one of those games where you've got to work out what you're meant to do. And we're there. That's what everybody looks like after the lockdown, by the way. Oh, here's the thief. I don't know what he's stolen this time round. Nothing particularly. My energy and health doesn't seem to be going down, though. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Neither does the time. There's a 1 ton weight there. Oh, the energy has gone down. I lie. Push off, you disgusting pervert. Alright. Yeah, you can't go in that shop because I'm a pervert and I'm nude. Let's go up here. As I say, I never got very far. I think I got a string vest. There's the casino opening times. I got a string vest. I think it was the closest I got to kind of getting anything clothing-wise. Clear off that so there's a respectable joint. Right. It's like a pleasure planet or something like that. This is where we are. Let's go this way. I don't know what I'm doing entirely. There's another thief. I think he's another one. It's one of them Mr. What's it called? You know, the computer things. The Mr. Well, they used to have a little like a calculator on it, and you used to. Oh God. Oh, he's actually sent me right back. Game over. That guy actually sent me right to the end of the game. Yeah, kind of weird that one. I'm hoping it's not 20 copies of Streaker on here, by the way. So let's give it another try. Did anybody else play Streaker? It was one of those games I felt like I should learn more about, but it's not as particularly obvious. I think Nighttime is more obvious with its approach to the sort of Nighttime, and the Magic Knight series is more obvious with some of the things. Possibly not in Finders Keepers because that was the first original one. But I think that Spellbound, Nighttime, and all the ones that go with that sort of Magic Knight series, they were a little bit more obvious. And to be fair, they were very clever for their time. They were effectively early point-and-click adventures that turned up along the way. Rescue. Oh, right. Excellent. I have no idea what this tape is. Is this a compilation that we've heard of? Have we done this before? Is this a compilation of all the Bulldog games? Because I'm sure there was a Rescue one there as well on that Bulldog games. I have a feeling there was. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm sure there was a Rescue. Something Rigel's Rescue or something like that. Rigel's Revenge. Rescue is loading. Not a game I recognise. Not a loading screen either thus far. So we'll have some coffee and we'll go from there. It is a big tape, by the way, and this one is properly chocker to the brim, and it's chocker on the other side as well. So you're going to get your money's worth for sure with this episode of What's on the Tape, and fingers crossed, and touch wood, and all that rubbish. We'll do it without actually having to. Because last week we actually loaded the entire tape without a single crash and without a single I think there was some R-tape errors, wasn't there? But there wasn't a single failure on any of the games. They all loaded eventually. So we did well last week. I hope you've got a beverage and got a nice drink. I quite like hearing what you've actually got to drink in the comments below. It's just a bizarre thing. I kind of like, oh, all right, somebody's got a beer or a cup of tea or something like that, or a lemonade. Lemonade, gosh. Just as we start, we're in the middle. We're starting spring, obviously now, and we're on our way to summer. And I've not drunk my coffee yet, and I've actually taken some time off. First time in a number of years now. Actually, I'm going to take some time off soon, which I'm really looking forward to. Actually, funnily enough, I'm going to use some of the time to do a little bit of video and stuff. But I just like that whole summer thing. You know, lemonade kind of reminds me of, you know, my granny making lemonade, that kind of thing in the summer. And that whole British summer where the sun came out for, like, you know, the morning, and then the afternoon it was like monsoon weather. Do you remember? The old swimming pool sitting outside with the pond skaters on it. You know, I say swimming pool, the old paddling pool with pond skaters going across it, and flies and bits of tree that blew into it, and feathers and bird muck and whatever else landed in it, you know, and you're all sitting waiting at the window in to sort of in your speedos waiting to get back out into the paddling pool. Yeah, I remember those days. Oh, they were good days, weren't they? They were nice days. Those are the Spectrum days. Those are the days when we played our Spectrum in the evening when we got a chance. I was only allowed an hour session a night. That was what I used to get until we moved to a bigger house, and my parents got me a television for my bedroom, which was black and white at the time, and that was then I was obviously allowed to put the telly on and also put on the Spectrum. So Quite weird. Thinking about nowadays how the kids use it. My daughter, I mean, just how time has changed significantly. You know, they're getting a black and white telly and having your Spectrum bin plugged into it. I didn't even have, no VHS in our house. No, Betamax came later. A lot later. But those kind of things, how they've changed. My daughter's now got in her room. She's got a telly that I mounted on the wall the other day. I'm quite proud of that, by the way. I'm not very handy, so I actually managed to mount it properly and straight. So she's got a television on her wall that she connects her computers to. So she's got one of my original Xboxes, and she's got a PlayStation 2, and she's got a PlayStation 4, and she's got a Switch that she plugs in. But she's got the Switch, obviously. She uses the screen on the Switch as well. And then she's got the screen on the wall, and then she's got a PC that she connects to the screen on the wall with the mouse and keyboard, and then she's got a laptop that she uses as well. And when I come into a room, quite often I find her using at least 4 screens at once, not including, so mobile phone, a tablet, a laptop, and a TV. It's quite unbelievable that she's using all of these devices at once. One's got Skype on, and one's playing a game or whatever else, and the other one's using music. It's just insane how many things there are. Mastertronic. It's just like a Mastertronic's best hits, isn't it? Rescue. Ooh, I don't think I've played this one before. Right, quick sip of coffee, because I got sidetracked by summertime, sort of the love of summertime and the 80s music. Hang on a second. Oh, coffee is great. Number 5. Let's define our keys. Up, down, left, right, fire, pick. F, G to abort, H to hold, or pause. I should have put pick with something else, but we'll go for that anyway. Let's press fire at start. Oh, hello. Open. I've opened the door. Right. This is interesting. I don't know what I'm rescuing, but I can blow up nuclear crates. That's probably not a good thing. Beam me somewhere else. Ooh. Beam. This is weird. That's my strength back. This is definitely one that you want to map. I like the look of this one, actually. I don't know why I'm shooting this, though. Is it so I can get through the other side? No, I can't get through the other side now. Oh, look, there's a scientist! I can't get through there. Okay. There's a wall with a hole in it. Rescue, rescue, rescue! Oh, I quite like this one. Oh, I should be able to shoot that, shouldn't I? I can't open that because that thing's in the way. Let's go that way. There's a scientist there. I'm trying to touch him, but I can't touch the scientist. Poor scientist getting touched. I can't shoot that because I've got no bullets left. Ammo! I can't do that because I've got bombs. Open, shut. That'll be ammo there for sure. It's called Sod's Law, that. Right, let's have a little look over here. See what's in here. This is I think we've been round here. There's another scientist. Got to shoot him, I'm sure. Like accelerator, particle accelerator. Ooh. I want that. How do I get a tank? How do I get a tank? There's a tank there. I saw the tank in the menu system. Oh, it's looking at me. Oh, it's hurting me. There's I've released tanks everywhere. Game over. Oh my god, tanks everywhere. What the heck's that game? Believe it or not, you are dead. You didn't rescue anyone. You saved no experiments. The pirates have captured the ultimate discovery. You are hanged, and all you managed to do was die in a time of 2 minutes and 23 seconds. I feel absolutely elated by that. Thank you very much. That's a really interesting game. So we're rescuing scientists in that thing. That was kind of weird. Why couldn't I rescue the scientists by shooting them, though? Oh, do you know why? Damn you. There was a pick button, wasn't there? Let's try it again, quickly. And we do quickly. Right. So we open that. And we go through that. I didn't really want to beam straight through there. If we go through here, there was a scientist, wasn't there? Was he up here? There he is. Right. I'm going to open that. Oh. I blew up the whole level. Everything's gone a bit wild now. I can't get out of that door. I've blown it all up. I've blown up that room. That's rubbish. Okay. Go back through here. Oh my goodness. It destroys the room. Oh, what an idiot. Look what I've done. Look what I've done. I've locked myself in there. What's the pick button do? There you go. We can pick up the stuff, look. And carry it round in my... Oh. That's what I wanted to do. And there's a map at the top corner of the screen as well, look. I haven't noticed that earlier, look. There's a little map at the top left-hand corner. That's kind of interesting. Anybody else play Rescue from Mastertronic? I don't remember this game. It looks really nice, actually. I can see this one being one I could definitely go back to and try a little bit more. Let's press the... that's pause. Oh, there's a pause button. Yes, I want to abort. Yes. Game aborted. Let's have another try. Quickly. We'll have another go, because I can't like that. While I'm here, I might as well have a little play. You can watch. There you go. Do you ever remember that one where you used to do that with like younger siblings? Yeah, you can watch. Yeah. How nice were we then? There we go. Oh, fair enough. I was just trying to see if I could move some stuff. So you can move. I could move all this bits and pieces, couldn't I? Yeah. Right, let's go through one of these, because it beams me somewhere else, just the heck of it. Can I pick that up then? No, I can't pick up the health thing. Well, that's a shame. Thought for a minute that I could do. Let's see if I can find a scientist to save. I want to see if I can pick up a scientist. Ah! That's the tank thing. There's one there. Well, they're... Ah! Damn! Died. That's a bit harsh when they start moving, actually. It's actually saying something as well. I think. That was really interesting, that one. I've never played Rescue. I'm sure I've seen the cover for it. Doesn't it have Han Solo on the front of it? Isn't there like a bad version? Is that the one? Was like a bad version of Han Solo on it. I never even knew, but this looks like very much a Mastertronic mega hits sort of collection. I don't think I've ever seen it before. I don't know about you, but I've never seen it before. It's very possible it's out there. Mel will be on the case. Mel will be on the case, won't you, Mel? Because thus far you've found everything that I've actually had, even the most things that I thought were most obscure. You've found yeah, you'll be on the case. I know you will be. But no, I've never seen. I didn't even know Mastertronic. I mean, it kind of stands to reason that they would do a multi-tapey thingy, I suppose, compilation. Not one I know. Storm I do know, though. Storm's kind of a little bit like Gauntlet, top-down view. You play as Storm. Stormbringer, I think it is, actually. Is Storm? No, Storm. Stormbringer's the another nighttime one, isn't it? It's another night. I say nighttime. It's another Magic Knight series one. I think. Yes, it is. Stormbringer. Yes, definitely. Because there was quite a few of those, actually. I often wonder why... because he was like Mastertronic's side, wasn't he, of the whole thing? And then you had the sort of the sort of Codemasters with their Dizzy. Yeah, nighttime. I don't know. Did this cause division as kids? Do you remember having a division where you thought nighttime and the Magic Knight was better than Dizzy? I don't remember the arguments, but I definitely had a friend who preferred the Magic Knight series to Dizzy. I mean, he played the Dizzy stuff, but he wasn't so keen on it as he was other things. Yeah, it's possible, isn't it? That's the case. So, more coffee. M. Talbot. Ray. I'm sure Ray did the background for the Finders Keepers. I love Finders Keepers. I love Finders Keepers because although it's not one of the better Magic Knight ones, it definitely has something to it. It is definitely an interesting game, and I remember playing it quite a lot. And I did manage to escape, but I didn't manage to do the right things because there's like numerous endings to it. There's slightly different ways to it. I think I just ended up escaping the maze, and that was about it. Because there's an upper and lower maze, isn't there? That's the thing that always is enduring about the whole thing. There's an upper and lower maze, and you have to find your way out of it. And it was like the most money you could get, or something similar. Was that what it was? It was like diamonds and gold and things like that. It was very weird game. I hope it's nice where you are now, because it was lovely. It's lovely here today. It's a beautiful day. It's sunny and everything. Proper sunny. Right, coffee. Lovely. I'll tell you what else I got when I got a few games from. I might as well talk to you about the games that I got. I got a few games from the Retro Cavern, but the one that really stands out to me is. Hang on a second, I'll grab it. It's an alternative one. I've just grabbed it. It's just behind me there, and it was one of the triple deckers ones, and I had a triple decker 4, I think it was, that was from Ben Steele the other week, a couple of weeks ago, should I say? I think it was last season actually. But this triple decker number 4 has so basically there must be a 1 and 2 as well. I don't know how many triple deckers there were, but this one has Ghostly Grange on it, Brainstorm, and Pentomania. Which they look quite good actually. It's one of these ones that I think I need to do a sort of either a view on, or it has to end up in one of the sort of what's on the tape. In fact, I might hold this one in reserve in case we put this in the other side next week and discover it's exactly the same thing on the other side as it is on this side, which will be fine. So we'll hold the Ghostly Grange. The triple decker 3 will be the one. I'll show it next week in the intro sequence, so I don't have to edit this video any more than I already do. I've got enough problems with my new sort of editing software. Give me a break. I'm terrible. I changed my PC so that I could render things quicker. And I've got a few. I've not got outstanding issues with it now, but I did at the time. One of which was I had quite an old printer. It was probably coming up to about 10, 15... 10, I say 10, 15. There's a long difference between 10 and 15. It's got 10, 12 years old. I bought it a long time ago. It was a black and white laser printer, but it was also got a scanner in it and a fax and all the other things. Not that I use a fax. Not anybody who uses a fax nowadays. But anyway, it was quite a fancy little thing, and the toner lasted forever. Anyway, I plugged in my new computer, and my daughter, for instance, has got a Windows 10 machine, and any Windows 10 machine in this house doesn't see it. Doesn't see it at all. Would I like instructions? Yes, I would, please. So we can see there. The evil wizard, Uncum, okay, has captured the Corina, a wife to the Prince Storm, and holds her prisoner in the underground lair. His underwear lair. It's where he keeps his jockey wise. His good old Y fronts are all hung up there, slightly stained. He just wants to wash his underpants, that's all it is. Well, he searches the land for a box called the Fear. Right, okay. Storm has enlisted the help of his old friend Agvain Undead, the wizard who knows the whereabouts of Uncum's lair. Some Uncum's, I don't know. I'm not even stopping it now. And some of his many secrets. Right, okay. I'm getting bored now. There's a window. There's dimensions. There's portals. There's teleportations. There's rooms. I just want the keys. That's actually the only reason I read this. Decided that he's going to go alone. Yeah. Okay. Controls. Here we go. Yeah. So XC, left and right. A to fire. What the hell? XC, left and right. Z is forward. Use caps and use the mask. Right. Okay. Generate monsters, yeah. So there's the Diablo element of it. There's the food. You got the energy. You got to collect the snake brooches to open the doors to the wizard's laboratory. Use amulets or scrolls to destroy all monsters. Let's go. Right, so here we are. Now we've got fire. So there's a generator there. Those keys are horrible. So instead of being sensible ones, they're really bad keys, if that makes sense. They're really, really crappy keys. Right, okay, so this is us. That's a generator there. No, it's not. That's probably a generator there. I remember this being... Oh, gosh. I thought the keys were easier than this from recollection. So there's a key. Let's go this way. I'm on that floorboard there. There's a generator destroyed. Okay. Fungus grows over stuff. Yeah, okay. There's a lovely coffin there. So I can't work out whether we're Storm or whether we're the wizard has gone it alone to do it. Okay. So we've had streakers in this. I'm seeing a pattern forming here from our game. Where's my health? Is it at the top of the screen there? I don't think I found any food yet either. I can't walk through there. I can't walk through there. Right, can I get through there? This is a bit tough actually with that roofing bit over there. It's quite tough actually. I don't even know what I was talking about before, by the way, before we did discuss this. I've completely lost my train of thought, and there's no point in asking you guys because you can only answer to me next week after you've watched the video. So whatever my chain of thought was, I do apologise. I completely forgot. It's definitely got that gauntlet feel to it, doesn't it? Definitely feels like Gauntlet. I don't think you can say it's anything other than Gauntlet. I think my energy is the bar at the top there. Yeah, that's definitely my score. The 44 is definitely my score. My energy is just the number above. It's one of these games that you'd go for and you'd map for sure. I remember having it. I'm sure it has a great big hulking great. In fact, I know I've got it. Great big hulking great sort of you know. What's it called? Style, barbarian style, so Conan the Barbarian style kind of character in it. Badly lit corridors, great. I can't move forward though. Why can't I move forward? There. Well, that's I used the special button to blow everybody up. I used the amulet there of doom, and it all went badly for them. Exploded into death. Have I just come out of here? I feel like I've been here before. I've definitely been here before. Everything respawns, by the way, when we go from between rooms, which is really bad. I can't shoot through that. I've tried. I'm struggling a bit here. At least your energy goes down slowly. I'm sure I had this. I don't think I was overly enamoured by it, if that makes sense. I think it was okay with it. You know, it was like, it's okay. You know, it's a budget title. There was some very good budget titles. That's the thing I love about budget titles, is there were some very, very good budget titles back in the day. And that was the thing. There were some really, really good ones. Codemasters made some of the really cracking sort of, budget titles that we to this day it's still well loved, if that makes sense. That was not fun going through underneath there because of the way it overlapped at the top. Is about to die. I am about to die. Am I? Where? There we go. What was that? Ah! The key. I'm about to die. I'm going to die if I get hit by all this stuff for any longer. I'm dying. They're getting me. I'm concentrating here. Can you hear it? Shh. Can you hear me concentrating? That's like a whirring noise you can hear. That's my brain whirring round. We got loads of tape to go, so let's carry on. Yeah, Storm. The layer of the underwear wizard. Right, on we go. I got a comment the other day from the chap who created Empire Strikes Back? Fights Back. That was what it was on the Spectrum. He gave me some tips, actually. He's got a website. I can't remember what it was for the life of me now, but he was the guy who wrote it. I thought, how nice was that? I mean, it must be nice, actually, if you did... A lot of these, bedroom guys, I guess, didn't make it sort of big and multinational and all this kind of stuff. So I guess it must be quite nice to see some of their games just turn up again, sort of on just random YouTube channels. It must be quite nice, especially if people are enjoying it as well. I definitely was enjoying the game that I was playing at a particular time. So, it was one. But it was Empire Fights Back. I always quite like the Empire Fights Back. I quite like the cover. It was a little Mastertronic game. I had a lot of Mastertronic games. I had a lot of budget games. I couldn't afford the more expensive titles. I didn't get very much pocket money. I certainly remember. But I think I probably got quite a lot on the scale of things nowadays. I mean, you can actually go onto Steam and buy games for like 49p. It's ridiculous, really. I think this is Rapid Fire is the game that I'm thinking of, where I was saying there was one where you go shooting things, but I do not remember the title screen. I remember none of these so far, realistically, beyond Streak. Oh, I lie. I remember Streaker, I remember Storm, so we've had two that I haven't known so far, out of the four that have actually come along. Rapid Fire. Is this the one with the guy on the front that looks like... who? It's either Sylvester Stallone or he looks a bit like Chuck Norris, because everybody looks a bit Chuck Norris. Doesn't look like Chuck Norris in the loading video picture though. I do quite like that loading picture. It looks kind of cool actually. It's sort of leaping through the shrapnel as it's flying past him, the hot lead of the battle, grabbing and grasping him. Yeah, the hot lead of the battle. I'm not sure that those bullets would fit in that magazine, though. I don't think they're up the right size, to be honest with you. Nope, not played this one before. Have you played it before? Have you played Rapid Fire before? I was suspecting all of these have got their own covers. I don't think this is a personal compilation. I think this is actually one that came as a compilation. I'm pretty convinced of that now, but it's not one I ever owned and not one I ever saw. And to be fair, if I had seen it or owned it, I would have quite liked it, I think, especially as it's got so many of my sort of Mastertronic things that are there. I mean, how many games were in the Mastertronic range? They must have been the hundreds, if not thousands. I wouldn't say thousands, maybe 1,000. They definitely pumped out a lot of games, didn't they? They really did. Quite a lot of people pumped out a lot of games back in the day. I know that certain people are still, obviously we've got the Hit Squad, that's a big collection thing. I've got me white label Firebird, which I go on about over and over again. I'd like to collect the actual all of the Firebird ones, but I think I'm going to be on a hiding to nothing. There'll be some very expensive ones amongst that. I have picked up a few more recently, but I noticed some people looking at the Players ones, the Players Premier and the Players games now. I'm guessing they were shorter lists because they were kind of late in the day, I think, with their gamings that came out. I've been quite into Players recently, but I also like Zeppelin games. There's quite a few software houses out there. I also like Melbourne House. Everybody I think likes Melbourne House though. I think Melbourne House had some cracking games to their names. So I kind of like those ones as well. I'm frightened to start doing anything too heavily with the old Ultimate Play the Game, because Ultimate is just... Well, it's just really expensive. I like them actually. I do like them. I think they're really nice. I think there's some really cracking Ultimate games out there. But I'm not a cover person. I'm not doing covers necessarily. So it's not particularly covers. However, to be fair, a lot of the time when I look on on eBay and on things like the Retro Cavern and things like that. When I look on those places, quite a lot of the time, it's actually the cover that draws me to the actual game. I go, "Ooh, look at that lovely cover." Either the art's really nice, or it's really sort of almost childish in its look, sort of a bit rough and ready, or a bit 80s or 70s, and those are the games that I kind of pick up and go, "Ooh, I want one of that. I want that." Turns out to be a rubbish game usually, but at the same time, it's like that. However, to be fair, I'm always. I think with the effort that went in back in the day as well, they might be rubbish, but they weren't rubbish to the person who created them, if that makes sense. I don't think they were making them with a view to going, "I'm going to make lots of these games and, I don't know, make millions and billions or whatever else it is." But anyway, up, down, left, right, fire. That is cool. I like up, down, left, right, fire. Get ready. Hey, I've got a goatee now though. Got a little beard. He's very slow. Oh, I can point down. I can shoot down. I can duck. So it's a run and gun. He's having a little run through the level. Kind of follows with the guy here in the beginning of the thing. That's all right, actually. I know it looks a bit janky, but it's actually all right. It's not bad. I don't mind this. I'm assuming this is all there is to it. I can notice I can point upwards, so I think that at some point we're going to do some pointing upwards. Okay. We're running all the way. Not a lot in the way of sort of music, just a sort of noise of shooting. I've got my gun with the little missiles on the top of it. I'm assuming. I noticed that we don't mess around. We fire 3 bullets each time I press the fire button. Just kind of like, give them all the bullets. Every bullet under the sun. Thus far, I haven't died yet, so it's not got much faster. I'm assuming I just keep running this direction because it's the way I'm facing. Level 1. There's a bonus at the top of the screen. I don't know if there's something I'm meant to do. Doesn't seem to be anything so far that I need to do. The bonus is counting downwards. Oh God. Ah, right, the gun's ammo is defined by the blooming the amount of the red going down. So as I use it, it's going down. That got a bit harsh all of a sudden. So we went from being kind of easygoing guys coming running at me to suicide exploding grenade bomb floating balloon things. And that was easy for me to say. We're going for it. That's weird. So I'm going to guess we're just shooting dudes coming along here again, which is okay. Can do that. And then we've got to get to the point where we get to the mad balloon things. So we'll keep running along here. They don't look very dangerous, these guys. They just look like the joggers or something like that. They haven't got any weapons or anything like that. Nobody's hit me yet with it. I'm almost tempted to let one hit me to see whether or not they've actually got anything more than their sweat to try and kill me with. It's going to get all very harsh though in a second, I can tell. Once we get to those bomb balloon things. I don't know this game. Don't know this one at all. Anybody else played it? I'm sure we have, because I bet there's somebody who's had it as a budget title they bought. He's sucking out my blood. He's a vampire. He's sucking my blood out. Look, there's a blood bag, and he's ate my blood bag. Oh, it's got all Mad Max. I don't know how I'll get him off, though. We didn't get off. Shoot him! Oh, got a jump. That's how you deal with him. You got to jump. I didn't know you could jump. You press the fire button down and push up. Let's just jump. That's how we get rid of the blood bag sucking vampire boys. Who does it through his... He kind of tries to get a chokehold on me. And he's got a chokehold on me. He's just jealous of my goatee beard. That's what it is. He's just jealous of the goatee. I'm getting more life back, though, over time here. I don't know whether it's for killing those guys or whether or not it's just time. I'm sure my blood bag's filling up again. Got a good score, actually, haven't I? 75,000. 76,000? Wow. I never understood these scores that always went that far. I always liked it when people had like billions as the score as a possibility. There's a couple of games in the world that actually take that advantage of that. One of which rings a bell in my head is a game called Gigawing. Gigawing, basically the scores are like billions of points when you're shooting. It's just ridiculous. It's one of my favourite features about the game. It's just so stupid in its approach to things. With this sort of massive score that that we oh God, unbelievable it is. And when we go. And we're going on. I have got a stupid score there. Look at that. You could easily. I suspect you could probably get a huge score out of that. Do you know what? I want to get bomb thing. Dude, dropping down. And I'm dead again. I think I've had enough. I don't know about you, but I've had enough, I think, of this one. I think we're going to get to the same bomb things and get stuck again. It was alright. I could have seen me playing it a bit longer back in the day, maybe. Possibly. A little bit longer. 5 more minutes, maybe, than I've just played it there. It was alright. Let's see what else is on this tape. There is loads to go. There is loads. We're only halfway. 4 games down and halfway. It's a bit of a monster. That's what I'm saying. It's a bit of a monster. Bit of a beast. Went shopping in Aldi the other day, and they now have Beast bin bags. So I had to buy the Beast bin bags, didn't I? Because it's got a picture of a beast on the front of it going grrr. So I bought some Beast bin bags. I'm not entirely sure why they're called Beast bin. Oh, I know why they were. Beast bin bags. Invasion. Yeah, definitely another Mastertronic game. But yeah, I know why they were called Beast bin bags. They're called Beast bin bags because they're thick, but they're recycled as well. So it's all good for the environment. Recycled Beast bin bags. So there we go. I've got some Beast bin bags. Very exciting. That was a sidetrack. That was a serious tangent. If you haven't watched it already, and you want to listen to some more waffle and a couple other people waffling, there is episode 6 of the 48K or 48J Demon podcast over on my friend 48K Retro's channel. We were talking Star Wars. We were having a good chat about Star Wars, sort of games and the games that are out there, and sort of trying to fix things in general. It was quite good fun actually. I enjoyed that one. It was a bit of a giggle, as they say. So we had a little bit of fun with that one. So yeah, Star Wars, 48. J Demon, it's the podcast. It's if you see my Twitter, you can see it on there as well. I've retweeted it, so it's over there. I do my chats over on with Retro 48K, and Jay's Manchild has now joined us, who's a big fan of Spectrum games as well. He does kind of, if you like his kind of humour, you'll like his channel. It's definitely worth listening to and watching. So I'll put a link to both of them down below so that you can have a little look, and I'll put a link to the podcast as well because it was fun. We enjoyed doing that one. We had a little bit of a laugh and we had a chuckle. Especially as I always think that Egots are the most dangerous thing in the entire Star Wars universe. I mean, think about it. The first thing they wanted to do was to eat Han Solo and Princess Leia, and of course Luke. They brought them on spit roasts with a plan to eating them in the benefit for C-3PO. So it tells you an awful lot about the murder bears. They're very violent creatures, all the same. And the only reason they were delayed at the end of the Return of the Jedi is that they realised that they had more Stormtrooper meat than they could possibly store. And they were tubby little bears anyway, so God knows how many Stormtroopers had been eaten on what was the name of the planet? I can't remember the name of the planet. It's like Ewok Planet or something similar. So yeah, those tubby little creatures definitely scoffed down a few Stormtroopers that day. I can tell you that. Probably sucked out their eyeballs because they're violent little monsters, realistically. So yeah, most dangerous things ever. So, but yeah, we had a good chuckle about things like that. So and Ewoks and the stupidity of some of the things. The one that bugs me most, or one of the ones that did. I wasn't very keen when they redid this with the episodes 1, 2, 3. And I wasn't very keen on 1, 2, and 3 just because I know why he did it, and if you rewatch it, I mean the script's terrible. That's one of the big factors. But if you rewatch it, it's more of a political drama than anything else, and obviously the growth of Darth Vader, or the rise of Vader as part of the Sith, and the change in the change of the sort of Senate and all the other bits and pieces. And I get it. I get the kind of growth and the change and all that kind of stuff. I didn't like the first episode because I didn't like seeing a young Anakin Skywalker. I didn't like that. And I also didn't like in the pod racing, there was that creature with two heads. Because a lot of Star Wars things you can go, yeah, that would maybe possible. There's possibly a race that lives underwater, blah 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 blah. But then you have this creature with two heads, which doesn't really fit into anything, and you wonder if, and it's kind of making out it's a species. It would have been better off with two separate creatures that were, anyways, of the sort of pod racing presenters. But anyway, let's carry on. This looks very similar to the last. Was it the last game, with the way that the keys are actually laid out. So, invasion. What am I doing? Power. Okay, mines. I can move around all over here. It looks like an RTS. It does, it looks like an RTS. So, real-time strategy, basically. So, we've got a real-time strategy approach to this. Pressing the fire button, nothing happening. I don't think I've ever played Invasion. I'm not sure what I'm doing at all. So we've got mines. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. Don't know what I'm doing. This one definitely requires a little bit of insight. Anybody played this one before? If so, what was I meant to be doing? Because I'm not going to stay on it very long, to be honest with you. That's right. So I'm assuming that we got... I'm using the fire button and nothing's happening. There's a mine there. It does look like an RTS, and the approach to it... I'm zooming to the top of the level. It's just going to loop round, I think. Yep, it's just looping around. So that's like it would be a cylindrical world. Ooh, a big word for this time of the day. Yeah, it'd be cylindrical. It will go round in a circle rather than being a Is he moving? Did he just move? There's the invaders there. Are these mine? Aha! Can I move him? Direction static. These are my troops here. What's that? Explosive core. Radar scout. What are they doing? They're kind of just moving on their own. Are you moving or what? I don't know what they're doing. They're definitely the enemy there. Are you going to move? Hover tank. Or is he going to move? Is he going to go attack it now? Go on, move. It's kind of moving. But I don't feel like I'm controlling them. Oh, maybe I am. Fire! Oh, that's fired now. Right. Yeah, I'm not really sure about that. I can see where they're going to with the strategic sort of RTS, but I don't... It's not... Yeah. Interesting one, but too much to work out right now, I think. Right, okay, let's move on. See what else we got on here. We're having a little sort of. I wouldn't call it the best of Mastertronic because we haven't had Finders Keepers. Can't be the best of Mastertronic without Finders Keepers. That's why it's the next one on the tape. That's what it will be. The next one will be Finders Keepers. I always like Finders Keepers. I always like the cover of it. I'm sure there was a rumour floating around that the Magic Knight was actually female, but if you look at the front cover of Finders Keeper, it's definitely a male in the armour. Definitely male in the armour. So I don't know. Octagon. I don't think this is going to be Ultimate Fighting, though, to be fair. I have a feeling that I've played this one before. I can't remember, though. We'll see when the loading screen up, and we'll see where we're at. Has everybody had a good week? Are we looking forward to possibly breaking out and having a few more shops open next week? I'm kind of ready for it. I don't know about you. Kind of ready for a little bit more freedom, actually, again. Instead of just the sort of the odd walk here, there, and everywhere, and the things, just stopping all the things we used to do. Going to a restaurant would be nice. Going to a pub would be nice. Yeah, those are all nice things that could happen. No, I don't recognise the loading screen, so this will be an interesting one. Little cough. Yeah, I don't recognise the loading screen, so I'm not sure what we're looking at here with this one. I feel like I have all of these games, though. This is one of these things. I think I've probably got all of these. There'll be all the 50p games that you get. You know, if you buy a bundle, they're all the 50 pence ones or the pound ones, as it is. It's funny that they've strangely almost held their value. They've got the same pound that they were, back then, if that makes sense. In fact, they're probably, they're definitely worth less than they were back then because, £2 or £1.99 back then is actually not worth. It's more like £4, £4 or £5 nowadays. So they have lost some value, but they're still sort of selling for £1 to £2, most of the time anyway, depending on rarity or uncommonness and rarity and whatever else it is. People like. I love the word rarity in the context of things because something that it's only rare realistically if somebody wants it as well. So it's a bit like the craziness that's going on with the fact that Nintendo are deleting all their back catalogue of Mario shortly, aren't they? Or they're going to destroy all the copies of Mario if you didn't buy the Mario 35th anniversary tough. I'm not sure what they're doing with that, though. I mean, apart from artificially, increasing the value of Mario 35th anniversary, because that's all they're doing realistically for the collectors. So they'll sell out most of their stock, which is fine, which is a dirty trick almost in a way, and then the price of it's going to go up exponentially for the people who collected it. I mean, do you think then Nintendo have got 100,000 of them stashed in a cupboard somewhere, and they're going to sneak them out in 4 years' time on a sneaky eBay account called "This Isn't Nintendo" to something like that? I don't know. I don't think they will. I really don't. Funnily enough, though, if you talk about Lego, though, on the other hand, they have a vault of every piece of Lego set they have ever made, and theirs are always exclusive runs anyway. They always do a certain run of a certain one, then they change it and do another run of another run, which is absolutely fine because that's part of the Lego collecting element of the whole thing, and people know that, and people realise that, so it's always limited kind of runs of specific things. But their vault is absolutely full of their first things, the first ones there. And apparently the original moon sets, which I had as a kid, are worth an absolute fortune. So the original sort of moons, the sort of little, the sort of circular planet with a shuttle flying around it as the logo on the front of it, they're worth an absolute bomb nowadays. But they're not. It's just one of those things, isn't it? That's one of the most expensive ones. I remember seeing it. It was on Channel 4, I think. It was a thing about some kind of thing about bricks and Lego collectors and the things that go with it. And it was. Actually, it was quite interesting because, I mean, obviously a collector myself of sort of Spectrum bits and pieces and other rubbish. And do you know what I collected this week? Just thinking of rubbish that I collected. I saw on eBay. I was just looking because I have a thing for action figures. I'll buy them if I see them and they're cheap or whatever else is. And there on eBay was a Mega Connects, which is like a Lego clone. He-Man set, which has He-Man and Skeletor and Teela and the Faker, which is another He-Man and another one. And so I bought it, and it looks really cool. It's got cracking colours. It looks going to look really nice on the shelf. But anyway, that's an aside. But yeah, it was just really interesting the way that they did that. But they won't release those. They won't sell those. They just keep them for reference purposes. And you just wonder about that. Octagon Squad is an unprovocated chemical attack on Delta 474 has been threatened. Delta, has been treated. Right, okay. Commander, take the Octagon Squad and recover the survivors. Right, okay, that's the job. So we move, get, unlock, drink, pause, name. Why would we want to name anything? This is going to be one of these funny ones. I can feel it. Yeah, it is a funny one. It looks like it would be fun, but it's not. Right. Looks like the keys are QA, NM. So we got, that's the move. So I'm that little thing there. What's to fire? And that's my movement thing there. Right, what's the fire? What's the fire? I'd have made it space, but that's not me. So it's basically down there in the bottom right-hand corner is obviously our robot. Oh my god. It's 0 to do anything. So it's like a... What a bizarre control system. Micro screen. That's me moving now in the micro screen. I've pushed the button to move. Yeah, me in the micro screen moving. This is I'm moving. It's a maze game. I love that somebody's gone to the effort to make it. Whether it hits the mark, that's a completely different thing altogether. That's a robot. Okay, I'm going up this way now. I'm watching the maze at the top there. What's that then? Man with a very long nose. Can I name him? Should we name an alien? Let's call him Albert. We can't name the alien. Can we hit the alien? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm worried about the interaction. That's a strange one. That really is. That's a really odd one, that one. No, I've not played Octagon Squad before. The one that I probably wouldn't play again, to be honest with you, looking at that one. It's one of those that I definitely need to read the manual for to get anywhere with it, I think. Let's go with the next one. Let's see what's left. Let's see what's left on the tape. What's on this strange tape? And I say next week we've got that ghastly ghosts thing. If we don't actually get the rest of, if this is basically a duplication on the other side, I'm hoping it's not, but you never know. We'll see. We've had that before. Where we've done the other side. Grail. This is the Holy Grail. This is kind of. I think this is a jokey one, isn't it? It's kind of inspired by the Monty Python's Holy Grail, with the knights that go nee. It is but a flesh wound. When he's got basically no legs and no arms and only one, or should I say, when he's got, I like it when he's bouncing on one leg, saying it's only but a flesh wound. And the most dangerous thing in it is it called Colin the rabbit? There's a rabbit in it that assaults the team Arthur and his knights. He's behaving himself, and then all of a sudden this killer rabbit tries to well, I think it bites somebody's head off, doesn't it? I think that's what it does. It was the most fierce beastie. And the Grail's in a French castle, and they spend the whole time making comments about the English. The quest for the Holy Grail. Yeah, see, you can tell it's they're taking a real seriousness there. I love the fact that the Dream software is like written around the thing, like somebody couldn't fit it. The quest for the Holy Grail. C. Newcomb. That's a picture of him there. There's quest. I don't think I've ever loaded this either. I have a copy. I know I have. I've never loaded it either. Anybody else play it? There's One Man in a Sheep as well. That same guy who did Empire Fights Back is One Man in a Sheep. Or One Man is Droid, isn't it? One Man is Droid, not One Man is Sheep. One Man is Droid. They still do that on BBC Two. Do you remember years ago? They used to do the sheepdog trials on BBC Two. It was a big thing once upon a time. Yeah, that was the Sunday afternoon viewing, wasn't it? It was sheepdog trials, Antique Roadshow, Songs of Praise on BBC One, and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, all a bit weird. But you know what that was? That you got to remember that's old school programming. Nowadays, everybody picks and chooses what they want, sort of to watch via sort of things like iPlayer and all this kind of stuff. Unfortunately, the drawback I see with that is that unless people continue to support the programming of the BBC and people like that, you're going to lose the diversity of programs that are there. So you're going to lose the randomness of doing a program about some guy, I don't know, making clothing from home and who's best at doing that kind of thing. Just the randomness of the things that appear. I mean, wasn't that British Bake Off a kind of random BBC thing? And it probably would never be made if it wasn't for the BBC making that kind of thing. There's this sort of randomness to the whole thing that needs to be there. So although I know about the rise of digital and on-demand sort of programming, which I really, really, really love, I also understand though there's some requirement to make other things and make them available so somebody can go, oh, I'll watch that. That's slightly different. It's a bit like television is a bit like an encyclopedia. Bear with me. This is my analogy here. But when you used to have an encyclopedia as a kid, and you somebody would say, go have a look in the encyclopedia, because everybody had one or two or something similar. And you used to look in the encyclopedia, and you would look up an item, and then it would have references to other items within that whole thing, and then you'd have a look there, and you'd find other things that you went, oh, that's interesting as well. So you'd learn something else because you did that kind of thing. Kind of television is a little bit like that. I'm not suggesting it's as quite as sort of educational, but there is the point where you've watched one program and it rolls over into the next program, and you go, oh, I quite like that. And that's that kind of thing. And then obviously that sort of approach to programming does that kind of thing. I think this is why if you have Amazon Prime, for instance, Amazon Prime now advertise on Amazon products at the beginning of it, so programs that are Amazon's as well. I think in a strange sort of way to try and encourage you to broaden what you're looking at. I mean, to be fair, you could rechurn pulp over and over again, and I know people like same, but at the same time, there's sometimes you go, oh, that's quite good, and there's some surprise hits. This quite often happens, and it always catches the kind of the people involved in it by surprise. Oh, it's an adventure game. You're in a blacksmith's forge. All right. Visible exits to the west. There is a nuclear-powered lamp, a CND pick, a yellow-green spotted key. CND Picket is sitting next to the lamp, chanting, "We shall not be moved." Oh, C&D Pickett, right? So this is topical. We're going back to the 80s here. This is when C&D used to protest nuclear power plants and other things. So why are they standing next to? You see, let's take the key. Key. I'm taking the key. Okay. Let's examine the key. Let's have a look at the key. It's going to say it's yellow and spotted. No! Get lamp. They're going to get upset when I try and get the lamp. You take the nuclear-powered lamp and C&S walks off in a huff. Oh, they've gone. They shall not be moved, but they've walked off because I took the lamp. Well, that's cool. Let's have a look again, see what's in the room. Blacksmith's Forge. So it was west, wasn't it? Their exits west. Nothing else is here. So they've walked off in a huff because I took the lamp. You're in the main village street. So it's the quest for the Holy Grail. Okay, push a key. Their visible exits are north, east, south, nothing. The picture is 500 years before its time, but who cares? Okay, north. A quiet village street. Eugene the peasant. Oh dear, I'm afraid Eugene didn't like the way you just trampled on the image advert. The imaginary advert, and he pulls out a worn VIC-20 and batters you to death with it. Oh my god, I've been killed by a VIC-20. Okay, wait a moment, please. What? Do you... Hang on. I'm back to the Blacksmith's Forge. I've just been killed by Eugene the Present with a VIC-20. One of them Commodores, them dirty Commodores. That's what it killed me with. That's a weird... What a weird game. Right. If I go west, they'll try and stop me, won't they? Oh no, I'm in the main village. They didn't walk off in a huff. I'm going to go south this time round, try and avoid this Eugene and his VIC-20 smashing. South. You're in the bend in the road. Okay. Visible exits to the north. I'm going to go east. There's an east. There's an east. Let's go east. It's a weird game. Narrow lane? Yeah, absolutely. I never knew. I saw it the other day. I never knew. I saw it on eBay. Do you remember Granny's Garden, which was on the PC? It's very dark here. Giz light, mate. Right, it's very dark, so we need to go west again and go get the light, that nuclear-powered light, and avoid Eugene, the psychopathic. I'm gonna go north. And I got to go west or east, sorry. Yep. East. Here we go. C&D is here. Get all. Take what, Burke? Take the lamp. And they'll walk off in a huff. Ooh. Ah! I pushed the brake button by mistake and it's crashed. Oh dear. Right, let's try the last one. I think that was me. That was my sign to stop trying to do text adventures. Text adventures are very hard to sex up on What's on the Tape. I don't know about you, but I do find them a little bit difficult to sex up because there I am typing stuff, looking through the microphone, trying to see the keys on the keyboard because the keys are slightly offset, and it actually affects how I type at work because I actually type the wrong keys at work because I'm kind of use the Spectrum probably more frequently actually. So anyway. Last bit of the tape. I think this is empty. There it is. It's over. we have finished with the quest for the Holy Grail. Right, next week we have the other half of that tape, or the other side of that tape. I think it might be a duplication. If it is, we'll do the Ghastly Ghost one, but I'll show you the case for that. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you next week for another video. And let me know what you want. Which one do you want? Computer Hits with no number on it, or Computer Hits 1, or Computer Hits 3. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.